Hello, 38 subscribers. How's it going? Yeah, so I wasn't going to actually do a video today. Actually, I wasn't going to do a video for the next 2 weeks because we're going on vacation next week. But anyway, I watched Bill Maher, last night. Well, it was actually this morning, but it's not important. Anyway, and I know a lot of people have already tuned out from him a while ago. But I like to watch just to get an idea of the pulse of that corporate Democrat middle because I'm more of a more left leaning, but I like to sort of get an idea of where they're at and what they're thinking and all that stuff. But anyway, this last episode of Bill Maher really kind of ticked the shit out of me. Yes, I did say that. Mostly because it was so elitist and snobbish, and the false equivalence of far left with MAGA really bothered me. Like, I understand he's just like, hey, if you just stay in the middle, you're going to be so popular. And I don't see that as being honest or looking at polls or looking at issues or anything like that. The other thing that really drove me nuts was the quiet quitting part, where he was kind of making an equivalent that if you work from home, that you're lazy and that you are quiet quitting. This tells me just how disconnected he is from all of it. Maybe he's mad at his own writers. That's probably what it is. He's probably projecting because they're probably like, "Oh, we can write at home," and he's like, "No, you need to get to the office so I can blah 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 have my input." That's probably what's more going on there, because there's a lot of hardworking people that are actually doing hybrid stuff that are working from home. That one really kind of took me off because my wife actually is doing the hybrid thing. So, and she works really hard. So it was like, dude, and yeah, as you can see, I am a millennial, so you get tired of every episode getting like crapped on by your boomer friend. And that's what's funny. I don't like to be ageist, actually. His problem is more of a matter of being elitist and having a lot of money and forgetting what it's like to be a struggling person. And just, making these accusation. Oh, what was the other one? Oh, of course, the bootstraps one. The one guy was just like, oh, wait, the secret is that you need to work harder. The reason why you're poor is because you're lazy and you don't work hard. Some of the hardest workers I've seen don't make much. That's just not fair either. That's the hand. There's a lot of different. It's really annoying when they just make it. No, that's bull. I call bull on that one, because there's a lot of who you're born to. There's so many other aspects of this than just, oh, if you just work hard, you'll get the American dream. And that's part of the problem. That's why a lot of my generation are getting disillusioned, because you're sold that bill of goods that, like, if you just work hard, you're gonna make it. And a lot of people are finding that that's harder and harder every day. But what I don't like is the whole blaming the victim complex. That doesn't fly with me. So, but unfortunately, like, every now and then, I'll admit he'll have a funny thing to say. He really will. But he's become so disconnected, so toward the middle, that it's just like, oh, why am I? My wife harasses me all the time. She says, "Why are you watching this?" And I'm like, well, maybe at some point he'll remember how to be himself. Maybe at some point. Maybe he's always been that way, but I don't remember him being quite so corporate-y in the middle. He used to have more of a pulse on what was going on, and he's become very disconnected. It's very sad, actually. Just really, he's becoming more and more like a, Tucker, or he really is. He's becoming more to the right, and he's losing my generation viewers, I'm pretty sure. And that's fine if you guys still do, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I watching this? I don't need to get told every episode that, it's your fault. You're in where you are. So there is some accountability, but he's totally glossing over all these other aspects of the government actually picking the winners and losers, and ignoring what's going on in other countries, ignoring, uh, especially when it comes to the education aspect and all that stuff, looking at all these albatrosses we have here in the States that other countries don't have to deal with. Your younger population would be thriving better if they didn't have all these barriers and barricades. So, I don't know. That was my reaction to the latest Bill Maher episode. There's just a couple of things there were a few things, but that one just tipped me off. So, anyway, an impromptu video. I wasn't really planning on doing anything for a little bit, but I just felt like, hey, this is annoying. And I know he does it all the time. It's not a new thing. But today I just was like, too much. A little too much. When you go after a whole population of people that actually, they have jobs, they work from home, but that doesn't mean that they're quiet quitting. Nor that whole concept of quiet quitting really bothers me too. It's not a new concept. People go and do their jobs. They get paid for said jobs. Why are you expecting free corporate welfare to have make people work harder for less pay? I don't. Now, if you really enjoy your job and you want to do it, hey, that's awesome. Cool. Go for it. But to actually be like, well, you're just going to have to do this, that, and the other thing. And, I understand the repercussions of not getting promoted and all that stuff unless you're working really, really hard. But this is, again, this whole concept as a worker, I see it more as corporate talking points of like, oh, well, our workers are just being so darn lazy. They've got to try harder for less. Come on. Wake up. This is ridiculous. All right. Later.